This is Bay. Say hi, Bay.
Hi, Bay.
And this is Other Bay. Say hi, Bay.
What's up?
So, today we are discussing Destined, which is the 9th book.
The book that is destined to make us
Shoot ourselves?
hate it.
Yes, in the House of Night series. And in like the original...
Not real YouTube. We're not actually going to shoot ourselves.
And
it's a joke.
In the original run of the books, when they were first being released, I think when we were all like kind of... As we've been like sort of researching and like reading stuff about the series as we've been going on for the book clubs and stuff, what we've noticed is that all of everything about these books drops off after Awakened. So like once you get to Destined...
No, it's after it's Destined. Destined ruined the series.
Right, because after Destined, everybody stops reading the books.
Yeah. And
once you read Destined, you realize why.
Yeah.
Because it like it's soul-sucking, it's awful, it's just...
Also,
like
just
jump off a cliff.
I've never wanted to get done so fast with it.
But also, I think it's also the first one where you really just sit there and go, "Do you even know your own timeline?" It's the
That's so much of our comments.
So many comments about this. Don't worry. I'm sorry, Cassie. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
No,
I scared the cat.
Yep.
It's just like. There's this one scene in particular. I'm sure it's in your notes, but I'm just going to bring it up now because it needs
to be brought up now.
Okay, so Rafaim got made a boy at the end of the last book, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
and this book picks up, like pretty much immediately after.
Yeah, it's one day later.
And then when this scene happens, I'm pretty sure it's like the next night.
Yes.
Or at most
exactly
2.
What you're talking about. I know where she's going with this.
And he's like, Stevie Ray and I have been watching Game of Thrones. You could watch it with us when the next season starts. I'm like, when? When did
exactly
you
in our
watch
note.
Game of Thrones with Stevie Ray? Maybe one episode, but like you didn't have time the night before because it was like he's got back, he's had a chat, and then you went, okay, I gotta go to bed. Bye. Was she binge watching Game of Thrones with a Ravenmocker, and when did this happen?
Why is Game of Thrones even popular right now if Glee's at its height of popularity? They were popular at different times.
I'm pretty sure Game of Thrones hadn't started airing yet when this was supposed to have taken place. Because the series started getting published in 2007, I think.
Yeah, so that means this book is in 2007. Glee barely existed. Game of Thrones didn't exist till 2011 is when that was, and it didn't really gain popularity until 2013.
So even in Otherworld, Game of Thrones still isn't a
Game of Thrones still doesn't exist. 2008 in Otherworld.
But they don't know what fucking year it is. They don't understand what they've done because in the span of 3 months,
they're obsessed with True Blood in this book.
In the span of 3 months, Glee has hit the height of Glee has hit its height of popularity. True Blood has hit the height of its popularity. Game of Thrones has hit the height of its popularity because
it's just started.
No, because the thing is,
there's a part
they wouldn't have referenced it unless it was popular. And
I know, but I'm just saying Game of Thrones didn't hit its
It took a few
seasons yet. It just kept getting more and more popular until the last season.
Yeah,
right. But it didn't get like super popular until like season 2 or 3. So it's at least season like 2 or 3-ish. So it's not like they even did this like at season 1 of Game of Thrones.
I think.
But that means that like we're overlapping all of these fucking.
Yeah. So House of Night. So Destined came out right when Game of Thrones started. Like same year, which is weird. I mean, yeah, it did have a bigger following, but like you said, it got bigger every season.
But also at the same time, here's my other question: how fast are you writing these books that you have time, like that you're able to do a pop culture reference that relevant?
And also the fact that you can release 9 books between 2007 and 2011.
What the hell?
Let's dive in,
Well, clearly not a lot of effort was put into. Honestly, half of the conversations in these books sounds like something like they're having like their mother-daughter dinner. They're having a chat and be like, "Oh, I read Suki Stackhouse books the other day. Oh, well, I was watching True Blood. They're blah blah blah. Let's chat about that. Oh, let's just throw this into the book for filler."
Yeah. Okay.
It honestly sounds like dinner conversations.
Verdict on Destined. Bae, stan or don't stan?
I do not stan.
Bae, stan or don't stan?
I want to stand this right into the fucking ground. So don't stand.
I concur. I also do not stand. So the verdict is
none of it.
All around, no stand.
We do. Yes. This jury is not hung. It is all around.
We stand the burning of this book.
Yes, we do. Burn it.
I do. No. That's too mild.
Too mild? We need to perform an exorcism.
We need to perform an exorcism over a volcano and toss it in.
And then we need to Hiroshima the bitch out of that volcano.
Yeah, right. They made a lot of Lord of the Rings references in this book too, and I was like,
because Zoe was like, "I am Frodo with
she mentioned it at least
my
twice.
Responsibility."
And
responsibility, come to me. I'm not gonna. You know how we sort of adopted that motion as like come to me. Every
Doing
time
the soul hands.
Every time it's said in the book and we're listening,
we're
to
just
it,
go
like
dead eyes, and we don't even look at each other.
It's like reflexive. Yeah. It's like reflexive now. Whenever she's like, "Spirit, come to me," we're like, "What?" It's like, well, I can't help it.
I think the worst thing is at the beginning of this book where she's like, "Spirit, please come to me."
Come.
Well, it's just because like
she's sad.
When you really start thinking about how many things get said out loud in this series, it's crazy.
I know. Especially, like, okay, let's take Bessie, for example. She's sad, but she's also like, "Stop sleeping. I don't want to wake him up." So let's say out loud something I can think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't say it out loud, are the elements like, "Nah, fuck that shit"?
Yeah.
What happened? What did you do?
She's trying to.
I was trying to tweet out the stream, and
she's trying to tweet out the stream, and she accidentally tweeted and immediately deleted the link to joining the stream.
I mean, on the plus side, no one can get into the thing unless you actually say okay.
Which is actually a big plus from Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yes. Burn these books, but please no singe the BTVO. Honestly, like I didn't even fix it because that's one of my that is one of my favorite typos I make when tweeting about signed copies. Is tweeting about the singed copies. You can also get the special edition singed copies of the books.
What we do is we put a lighter next to it and we bless it and say, "Fire, come to me," and then it's over, and then we send it to you.
The singed copies. So you can also get singed copies of the book.
So they're so they're one of a kind pretentious books then.
Yes.
Yes.
They're $5,000
for a singed copy of the books. It's just such an easy typo to make when because like you're speed tweeting like I have to get it everywhere, and then you're like singed copies.
We were really speed tweeting yesterday. Anyways. This is not about the blessing that is our book. This is about the scourge of the earth that is this book. So we do have a new character this book. He's kind of new.
Yes,
I think you mentioned once. Nisroch.
Oh, well, we got 2 new characters.
Yes, well, we have Nisroch.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So Nisroch is Rafam's little brother and Kona's son.
His little baby bro.
Who hisses a lot, and he doesn't know how to speak.
And that's how you can tell them apart.
Yeah, he was the second most evolved Raven Mocker.
So now he's Daddy's favorite, essentially. But Daddy's still like, "You are stupid."
He's a vessel of character development for Kelowna because Kelowna is like, "I should try to be a better father." And Nisroch is like, "I'm confused."
Nisroch is like, "Wait, you're not a good dad."
What the fuck? Is like, "Ouch, bitch, that's like such a burn." And Nisroch is like, "I don't understand." know what the problem is.
Poor Nizrock. He tries. He fails.
Yeah, poor kid.
And then there is Travis.
Oh, I guess
there's 3 new characters. Wow, they did something this book. Except they did nothing.
Who else were you guys thinking of?
Shailene.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually Shaylin. The way that the fucking audiobook
okay.
is Shailene, but there's no E at the end of her name. It says Shaylin. So it's Shaylin. But she says Shailene, and it makes me so triggered.
Okay.
Why?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you listen.
Excuse me if I continue to say Shailene.
That's okay.
That's just how it's said.
But the audiobook does it wrong.
I know. She does so many things wrong.
So many things wrong.
Yeah.
Because also, the correct pronunciation of Raphaim's name is Raphaim.
Yeah.
But everything says Raphaim. And also, first time when I read it, I'm like, I don't know how to say this. So I just went with the audiobook.
Well, and like, I think when we were younger, like before we'd even listened to the audiobooks, we went with Raphaim.
Raphaim.
Yeah.
And then
either or is acceptable.
I've always said Neferet. I've never said Neferet. I go Neferet. Yeah. It's like, I don't need that extra syllable for her name. I don't want it. I don't need it in my mouth. Like,
get it out of there.
Oh, just complete tangent. Now, I just remembered something. And you'll appreciate this. So I've got my dad's car at the moment because my car did it. And he's got a Captain America, like, neck protector thing for the seatbelt.
Yeah.
And daughter looked at it and she goes, Mommy, look, it's Superman. I'm like, that's not Superman, it's Captain America. And she's like, yeah, Captain Morica. She says Morica.
I love it. That's great.
Okay, we can get back to the book now.
Okay, but Travis is this new guy that's literally just meant to make Lenobia a sad boy. He's a cowboy.
Basically, there's no other point to his character.
And Shaylin was the first person marked by Eric, and she got marked with a red thing. And
she was blind.
And she was blind, and now she has true sight.
Because everyone has to have a special power in this book.
She also see regularly?
Yes.
Yeah, she can now, but when she looks at people, they got like their aura shit happening.
And then, like you mentioned in this, like it's the weirdest way that they say it because she doesn't just say, I can see your aura. She goes, you're blue.
And then she doesn't fucking explain it. And everyone's like, no, my name is Zoe. And then she's like, no, but you're purple. And Zoe's like, but my name. And then she's like, you're stupid.
Yeah, no, she could have just been like, cool purple, and when they were like, she could have gone, sorry, my bad, getting used to this.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Shailene, you're Zoe, but you look purple. I see a thing and it's weird and I don't get it yet.
And plus they should know what auras are. You know, like auras are like such a common knowledge thing.
At the same time, in a world of magic, you have to introduce that because either in a magical world auras either exist or they don't.
The characters should know what auras are.
Well, however,
but
they
also I think we're giving too much credit. Like, okay, it's like we're talking about the same people that wrote a book that was like, hold on to your horses, but I like horses. Well, that's exactly my point. And in this book, Lenobia's like, Zoe, you need to put your poker face on. And she goes, Lenobia, I can barely play Candyland.
Yeah. I was like, how the fuck do you not know what a poker face is? Everyone knows what a poker face is. Everyone.
And I was like, I had to pause and take my headphones out and put my phone down and walk away for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like,
her and I had a cow over that line.
Yeah.
We were both like.
She's like, I can barely play Candyland. I'm like.
Because it's not that she was saying, like, I can't put on a poker face because I can't blah, 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 because I can barely.
Because she's a shitty liar.
What she meant was that she didn't know what a poker face was. And we were supposed to sit here and buy that.
I suppose the education and like, this is really just a explaining just how crappy the Broken Arrow school system is.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, not that like she remembers that Zoe went to Broken Arrow High School, but then suddenly she does remember that Zoe went to Broken Arrow High School because Heath is like having oh my god,
we do have Heath
nostalgia,
Jr. now.
like at not Broken Arrow.
Yeah, he walks in this high school and he's like, "Why does this feel familiar?"
And we're
like, "This isn't your fucking high school."
And we're looking at each other like it shouldn't be familiar. You don't go here. But
you've been there for you were on the wall once, Heath. You were on the wall once. The school does not feel familiar to you.
Yep.
Yeah, we're like, this is a random high school that you don't go to.
But fuck Zoe is dense though. Your shadow looked like a bull, you know. What? And he's like, well, yeah, I guess I'm part bull. Well, are you part white or black bull? And he's like, well, what color was my shadow?
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, all shadows are black, you fucking dumb bitch.
And then Zoe's just like, okay, yeah, no, I'd buy that. I'd buy it. That's cool.
I hate her.
Whereas I'm pretty sure Aphrodite later on goes, all shadows are fucking black, you moron.
Yeah. Aphrodite's the reader.
Aphrodite is the
other thing is that if it's in the book, that means that like you guys knew. You know? That means that you guys knew that all shadows are black. And you still had that as like a ooh, so therefore goodbye for this plot for now. Ah.
And also
and like you used that as the thing.
Also, this is not even talking about the fact that Zoe that when Aurochs brings Zoe a tissue that he finds floating through the air, that she's like, only Heath knows that I like having tissues when I cry.
I had such a rant about this. Can I just have a moment, please? A moment of silence for my fucking sanity. Because hold on a second, okay? Because Zoe's whole thing about crying, and she's like, I snot when I cry. Like literally every other person with a fucking nose, okay? So because when you cry, there's a natural reaction. Like whenever anything like touches the side of your nose, or there's any sort of trauma to your nose or your face, just mucus comes out of your nose because that is a natural physiological response. That's what it does. It just gets gunk out of your face just in case, you know, so you don't die, okay? All right. So when you cry and tears stimulate this part of your nose, this part of your face, right here. Mm-hmm. Hi, Cassie. Thank you for moral support. When something stimulates this part of your face, you will naturally snot.
Yeah.
But Zoe,
and not just that, but like your eyes, mouth, nose, and ears are all connected. All
exactly.
Like your sinuses is like a tunnel to all of it.
Exactly. So like when something is ejecting out of one spot, usually comes out of all of it. So that's why like when you vomit, fluid comes out of your nose and your eyes as well. So
yeah,
just to explain anatomy.
Just so you know.
So Zoe likes to pretend. She's like, I snot when I cry. And everybody's like, yeah, you do. That's weird. Meaning that the casts don't know that it's normal to snot when you cry. So does everybody else. So,
yeah, but also they also don't know that it's not, you know, part of polite conversation. Like you don't discuss it.
Exactly.
We know it, but we don't talk about it.
Because here's the thing too. She then acts like it's weird or unique that somebody would go like, oh, you're crying, have a tissue. You know what there are in like funeral homes in the pews? Strategically placed tissue boxes.
Do you know what they have in pretty much anywhere where in any room where it's likely that someone will at some stage be upset? There are tissues. I used to work
everywhere.
Yeah, I used to work for social housing, and in all of our interview rooms there were tissues. One, in case someone had a cold, but two, often when people came saying like, I need a house, they would start crying. So tissues.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. You can have someone upset and you can have someone offer them tissues or something without you saying like, I'm snotting.
Or with also,
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it
not part of polite conversation in the book. Like you can make it not gross in the book. It's all about, I don't know, being good. All that they're millionaires. I'm angry.
Well, you have to say, like, yeah, no one it's such a common thing. You see someone crying, you offer them a tissue, even if they're not snotting, just to help them,
right,
dab their eyes.
Because people wear makeup, and if you don't want to look like a raccoon, so we gotta fix that shit.
But it's not uncommon to say, "Hey, crying person, have a tissue." We don't need the.
Also, the fact that it was floating through the fucking air.
How about we go through the plot?
Oh, God.
Chapter by chapter.
What plot?
We
fucking plot in this book?
We have chapter by chapter notes. Let's go. Chapter 1.
Well, prologue first.
Oh, wait. Did we talk... Travis? Okay, we said Travis
I didn't make notes on the prologue. I'm so sorry. I don't even remember what's in it. Oh,
the prologue is where she's like,
it's Zoe fucking dead. Stark. Yeah.
Yes.
She has a cry that mom's dead. She asks spirits to come to her. She wakes Stark up accidentally, and he's like, "I'm tired. I'm annoyed that you woke me up. Let's bang."
We miss bullfucking.
Yeah, we thought the bull sex was in this book.
No, it happened last book.
We were really.
Or maybe it was at the beginning of this book. Chapter 1 in this book, because they're at the hotel. She's up on the balcony or something, and then
this is the hobo.
Oh well, at some stage, I'm pretty sure we've already had it where she's on the balcony.
I think you are right. I think it was last book.
Yeah, there is a scene in this. No, there's a scene in this book because Aurochs is there and he's on the balcony talking to Nephra. Then Wild Bull appears, and they're like, "Okay, bye, Aurochs. We're going inside now to bang," without actually saying it. And Aurochs is just sitting outside going, "I wonder what Zoe's doing right now."
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
That's where the bull fucking happens.
Okay. Yeah. So chapter 1, fake Heath murdered a hobo.
We've been calling him Heath Jr.
Heath Jr.
Because we don't like writing down Aurochs or saying it because it's annoying. It's too much work.
But it was so cleverly chosen. Remember?
Why is it cleverly chosen?
Because in honor of the or something bull.
I think.
Yeah.
Whatever. Heath Jr.
Yeah. Heath Jr. Yes. My summary for this chapter is Nephrit's just a bitch. Moving on.
There are a lot of chapters. I'm going to bring up my notes too of
just Nephrit being
of us watching Nephret be a bitch for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
While you bring that up, I just want to also point out, I'm pretty sure the first time Zoe sees Aurochs, she goes, "Some really cute boy with moonstone colored eyes." And then later on in the book, she's like, "Now that I was looking at his eyes, I could tell that they were kind of like the moon, but the stone that's called something to do with the moon,
know.
like
so
a moonstone."
Okay, here's the thing about this book. These books are bad. Don't get us wrong. And everything stands for what we've said. However, in this book is such a harsh drop in quality for a number of reasons.
Yeah. It's really the worst.
The perspectives, while there's a lot of perspective jumping, and while it was getting progressively worse, when it first started happening, you were only jumping between characters that you were like, in a good book that was well written, you're like, if there was a reason to do it, I get it, because we're jumping between Stevie Ray, who's supposedly her best friend.
And Stevie Ray also was in a different country when they started jumping. So which makes sense because we needed the story with her and her fam.
Right. So you're not you're like, okay. But now we're just jumping for no reason. Yeah. And you're jumping, and we've talked about this too. You're jumping and showing us things that you could be revealing in very interesting ways.
Yeah.
But we just see it. So it's like.
Yes. Well, you know how with Awakened, we were talking about how the book, we shouldn't have seen the preamble about the creation of Aurochs, and it should have just ended with, it should have just been Nephret rocking up, start that whole thing from, Linda driving to Sylvia's house and then end with "You'll do."
Yeah.
End book.
And then
this book actually gave us the perfect reveal. The reveal at the end.
Yep.
At the end, when they do the thing, and they could have done some of that exposition that they gave us last book, when the bull could have rocked up and been like, "The sacrifice is imperfect, your vessel will be imperfect," or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
will be like, and then they could be like, "Oh my god, that's where Aurochs came from."
Yeah, because the fact that Aurochs is Heath the fact that you know that just makes this a snooze fest. Because
and Addie's gonna shoot
there's no mystery about him.
Right, exactly, because that's what makes this so boring.
Don't shoot yourself,
because he's not like
with a pencil.
Because he's not like it's gonna be okay.
Do it with a quill. You deserve better than a pencil.
Because he's not like a new who is this guy character. You're just like, it's Heath, and we're just waiting around
until we find out
that it's Heath, and it's like, but we know it's Heath, so there's nothing fun happening. Like, you're just sitting here. Whereas if we, as the audience, kind of thought that it was sort of like the bull, maybe, but we kind of didn't know. But we should have found out what Aurochs was and how Linda died when Zoe did. Yes.
Since Zoe is our MC for some fucking reason. She's our main character.
But she doesn't feel like it because we don't find anything out with her. We're never with
her when big things happen.
We're never in it with her. All the big things happen and then she finds out about it later, you know? But like, we're never in it with her. Because even like with TV shows, for example, the way that they do these things is like, as a reveal is happening, part of the time they'll be like showing you like the characters talking about it, like, you mean like blah, 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 blah. And then they'll be like, yeah. And then it'll like cut to thing happening as they're talking about it. And so it's like, that's kind of how TV shows show it. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's sort of how they're trying to do it. And it's not working because they're not even doing it like in that format. It's just, it's a mess.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, they spoon feed us too much, and I don't like being spoon fed. I'm a grown ass fucking woman.
Yeah. So chapter 2, the first thing I've written down is we're being allowed back at the school. I thought that they left to start their own house of night.
They can't decide whether or not, like, so it flip flops.
They flip flop it a lot.
Well, it flip flops between like we're at the house of night and we're a part of it. We've started our own house of night already. We have approval to start a new house of night.
We don't have approval.
We don't have approval. We have approval and we're going to. Like, it changes every time they talk about it as to like which stage of approval for a new house of night they're in.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was either during this conversation or the conversation when they first go back to the school at the council meeting. It's mentioned that, you know, the High Council will buy the depot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
but when the council, depot, they're like, what? You bought the depot?
Yeah, so I bought the fucking depot. They're like, what? We didn't know this was happening. And she's like, bitches, you were fucking there in the conversation.
That's like what's so crazy. And like I said, every time they talk about it, they're at a different stage of establishing this house of night. And
they outline, guys. PC
no, they don't.
Meticulously outlines, guys. Just ask her. She'll tell you.
She's a fucking liar.
Zoe gets pissed off that Stark is cranky because he didn't sleep well, and because she woke him up with her feelings, and then he was like, "Well, I might as well get out of it." So then they have sex, and then she gets irritated about the fact that they had sex, and he's tired. That's our MC, ladies and gentlemen. And we rode a bus. That was chapter 2. We rode a bus to school.
A short bus.
A short bus. And oh my gosh, it is such a big deal.
And it has a handicap rail. What the fuck is a handicap rail on the short bus? Don't all buses have rails? What makes a handicap rail special? Because she cringes about the handicap rail later.
So handicap buses have a special back door and side door on them. So like the side door will have little rails in front of it, so that way the person with a wheelchair can yeet on out of it. I'm doing like this motion. Yeet on out of there.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. It just takes out a row of seats.
Okay.
And there's not enough of you for that to matter.
Yep.
But she's mad about the short bus.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like,
but don't you guys like kind of require a short bus?
Right? Like they
don't. That's it. I like.
And what's wrong with you being accessible?
Yeah.
Like, what? There's like 15 of them. Do they really need a 40-seater bus?
No.
15 people?
They don't.
They need a 20-seater bus, which is a short bus. So they just need to get over it. I don't know why they have such a cow over it.
Like, most, like, airport shuttles, like, if you park and then, like, go to an airport.
Yeah, they're just vans. They're effectively just vans.
Like, well, most of the, no, a lot of those are like actual, in Atlanta, those are like actual short buses.
Yeah.
Those are like actual short buses, like with the handicap rails and everything. And I have never gotten on one of those and been like,
what
is this with this handicap rail? I'm so upset. I am like very.
I deserve better than that.
This handicap rail is so in my way.
Like, that's such an 8th grade joke. Such a 14-year-old boy going, hey, run the
but then we get this whole spiel about how the word
Well, yeah. So I'm pretty sure I brought this up in like the first or the second book, but now re-listening to it, I don't know if this whole thing is like how okay, the word retard is bad, okay, or if that whole thing was more just to bring up the fact, hey, it ain't that bad because there's cunt and rape.
Yeah, I can't tell which perspective the authors are coming from.
No, they're not, because the characters have lives of their own. Didn't you know this?
Because
they're alive. They're not. PC cast doesn't matter.
Oh my god!
But when did Stevie Ray didn't give a fuck about the word retard 2 months ago?
No, she didn't. But because it was 4 years ago, and the authors don't care about any of the actual characters and actually keeping anything consistent, it doesn't matter. But because they were making actual retard jokes in the first book.
Yes.
Like actual, like just blatant retard jokes. And in 2007.
That was okay.
Whatever you want, like whatever we think about it now, that was the thing, obviously.
Yeah, it became like not PC to say it while they're writing these books.
Yeah. And
which is why they still have Aphrodite say it.
Yeah, so in this book,
because she's evil.
Well, because in this book, Aphrodite says it, and then like they get into this whole argument where Stevie Ray's like, "You can't just say that," and then Aphrodite's like, "But like rape and cunt and like all of that kind of stuff," and they get into this argument, and I'm like, I don't even know. Like, are the authors trying to make a point, or is I don't know what's happening? Like, I'm like, hold on, if you're gonna preach to me, can you just preach to me in a way that's a little more straightforward, please? Can you hold my hand if you're gonna preach to me? I don't have time for this.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. We don't know if PC is trying to be PC or if she's trying to.
I know, because on like 3 books ago, we were having Damien calling himself a fag.
True.
I don't know.
But you guys are so bad at representation.
I'm just wondering, because I know that there's a lesbian relationship that happens soon.
Mm-hmm.
And good. I just don't know if I can't remember if there's scissoring references or not.
We're gonna find out.
Okay, I guess plot.
Yeah. So
we're in the plot.
We're trying. Oh god, there's just no plot in this book. There really isn't. So next chapter is Kelowna thinks vaginas are evil. He's sad, and it jumps to her fam, and her fam's like, I just want to be loved and accepted, but I'm being bullied because I murdered a professor. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, that's fucking okay. Like, again, because I'm just thinking things as you mention them. I don't know if it's in the right order or not, but like, this definitely isn't though. But like, when Stevie Ray is just having a go at Dragon, being like, why are you still being so mean to him?
Because it's
like well, like, if Dragon murdered Rafame, would you be cool with him in 2 weeks?
No.
Yeah, right?
No, you wouldn't. So why do you expect Dragon to be cool with Rafame murdering Anastasia 2 weeks later? Because he's not the same guy. It's too bad. He's still the person. He's still the being that killed Anastasia.
You're like, but he's better now. He killed her 2 weeks ago.
Just give him time, okay? He's not trying to kill Rafame anymore, okay? There's progress that has been made.
Yes. Chapter 4.
Calm your tits.
Is when they have the call with the High Council.
Yes, with Thanatos.
Yeah, with Thanatos and the High Council.
We're in Zoe's perspective.
And it's just her and
I love that your comment is just have Spirit do your Skype calls for you.
Yeah, because Zoe's like, I'm not really good at Skype. And I literally wrote down, just ask Spirit to do your Skype calls for you.
Well, because like at this point in the series, the elements are all their like just errand boys.
Yeah. Spirit, turn on my television. Like,
But,
Spirit, I need a Coke.
yeah.
Spirit, I would like some pizza, please.
Well, that's one, actually, speaking of elements, and because we had mentioned Shaylin before and everything like that as well, why is Zoe's aura just purely purple with little bits of silver? Shouldn't it have like the other
Shouldn't she be rainbow?
colors? I honestly think that they've forgotten that Zoe
Has an affinity for all 5
has an affinity for the other 4. Sometimes I really feel like that because they're just like, she's like, oh no, I need fire. Where's Shawnee? And it's like, where are your hands? you can do it yourself. You lazy bitch.
It's to involve the other people. Otherwise, they have zero importance.
Yeah, but but they did that to make her special. But because they did it,
yeah, but you know what they should have done to make her special? No one has previously yet had an affinity for spirit, and Zoe has it. That would have made her special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but
like the thing
if you're not going to utilize her other elements, then why give them to her?
Yeah, right.
To make her super special. But the thing is, like, too, that we talked about last book is that, like, up until like now, nobody really has like special powers except for Zoe and her friends, which was supposed to be like the thing that made the nerd herd special. But now, just everybody and their brother
has an affinity,
has a power of
everyone.
Some point. And an affinity was only supposed to be like a thing from the elements, but now it's just like an affinity is just like, well,
is Jack setting up a baby cam?
Are you good at doing the dishes?
You have an affinity for cleaning.
You gotta dishes. No, just the dishes though. It's very specific. Just the dishes.
Yeah, no, there was no world building involved in this.
You got a dishwasher affinity.
Oh God! All right, then Refraim's brothers show up, and then Heath Jr. has been revealed to the world, and she's like, "This is my gift from Nyx. He's attractive and he's perfect,
and he's kind of half a bull."
But no one else knows. It's just the people that are important see that he's bull.
And the other thing that makes no fucking sense is that Nephra is even allowed to be anywhere near a house of night because they're like. Because
there was no repercussions for her lying or not thinking that Kelowna was actually.
And the excuse that we get later on is, well, we have to prove once and for all that she's a terrible person. It's like, shut up, really?
Like I'm pretty sure, like, Thanatos is like, yeah, no, I can see. She's clearly allied herself with darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So why would that not be enough for the council to be like, okay,
Thanatos sees darkness around her. That should be enough.
Off of her. Like, that should be enough. But apparently it's not. They need irrevocable proof that she is allied with darkness, even though they have it.
Yep.
We're all very confused.
Then Eric goes and marks Shaylin. That's literally that whole next chapter.
Yeah, that scene was kind of
pointless because it again revealed something that we're gonna find out later, and it'd be much cooler if we didn't know.
Yes, we should have known that Eric was going off to mark someone.
Yeah,
but that could have been, he could have been having a chatty chat with Zozo and then being like, oh, I must go.
Oh, my palms are tingling. I must leave.
Like, whatever.
But also, I really don't like how they, like, he's just, sitting there minding his own business. Then he's like, Shaylin, blah, 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 at this time and blah, and go. It should have just been like, I get a tingle in my hand. And must follow the tingle.
Well, but they just take the mystery and magic and fun,
the whole world,
out of everything, and it's like you guys don't have fun with any of it. Like, there's just no suspense, and that's what's sucky about this entire universe.
Yeah, I don't like it. Honestly, like we've said this before, but I just don't like all the hand holding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
There's no mystery to anything.
The books would be shorter, and it would be a much more interesting read if they just cut half the scenes.
Well, yeah, because
if they combined a lot of the books together and cut the scenes.
Well, because like we were talking about when we were listening to it, if like you ever miss something, if you like zone out for half a second, don't worry, they'll recap it 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the whole Stevie Ray calling Kelowna thing, we got to experience her saying,
thrice,
"Come help your son," 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah. Then there's no need
why? For that. There was literally no need for it.
Yeah. So the next, Travis shows up. We're mad at Stark for some reason, and we stand the horse because the horse is innocent in all of this.
But and we googled what the horse looked like,
and the horse is gorgeous.
And
Percheron's
yes,
gorgeous.
Okay. Let me pull up my notes. So my notes for chapter 7 for the audiobook are like Travis's accent. Also, my mom is a lady and I worked for her. What the fuck? Bottle raising horses, we stand, and that's cheating. He is a cool horse, also cheating.
Yeah, I just like him.
So the summary for this is we're at the stables. We're mad at Stark because he has to go to sleep early, I think, is why we're mad at him.
That's one of the reasons. That's essentially why we're mad at him.
And we got a Lenovia and a Travis and a horse. So that's it. Nothing else.
Because Stark's sleepy and grumpy for the first few days of this book.
Because Kelowna is in his dreams.
Kelowna is fucking with his dreams.
Yeah.
But again, after this book, irrelevant.
Like nothing comes of it.
No, because he joins their side.
Stark being cranky
should have come of it.
I know, but Stark being cranky for a few days is all that came from that.
Yep.
Stark being cranky for 2 days. We're back in 1 second.
Okay. And something else should have come from that, but it didn't.
But it didn't because that's how everything is in this book.
Yeah.
Series.
So, like, that's what should have happened, but that's not what happened.
Yeah, because duh. Yeah, and this is when the poker face thing happened, where Lenovia was like, "Put on your best poker face," and she's like, "What's that?"
She's like, "I don't know about poker faces," and she's like, "Bitch, what the fuck?" And you're like, "Bitch, what the fuck?"
And there was supposed to be a meet cute in this chapter with Lenovia and Travis.
Yeah,
but no, it really wasn't that cute. So
no,
it wasn't.
Next chapter is when I had an aneurysm in my notes because it was Auroch stuff.
Yes.
So
Zoe, my first note for is this chapter 8?
Yep.
Oh, just kidding. Oh, I said Damien has taken over Jack's position as the designated water faucet.
Yep.
Oh God.
Because every time there's like a supposed reason for somebody to cry, Jack was the baby, right? Because he was just like, but now it's Damien, and I'm like, just because he's gay doesn't mean he has to cry about everything.
I know.
That's not how gay works.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, there is one specific scene that made me glad that Jack was going to die. And it was when the Raven Mocker was tapping, like hiding outside Zoe's window when Grandma was visiting. Mm-hmm. And Zach burst into tears about the Raven Mocker eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Which that scene was actually very well written and creepy.
Oh, no, actually, no.
That
wasn't even it. That's not even what he cried about, sorry. There was a Raven Mocker when Zoe called Grandma before Grandma even came for a visit, and she could hear a raven in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And then Jack burst into tears over that. And he's just like, oh, my God, just the thought of that Raven Mocker even being near your sweet, adorable grandma. I'm like, you've never even met the woman. Why are you crying?
Yeah, right.
Have we brought up that in Marked, it says that Grandma Redbird is mid-50s?
I don't know if we've ever brought that up. But, yeah, they keep on acting like Grandma Redbird is like this 80-year-old fragile woman. But, no, she's like 55.
In March, it says
she's the same age as my father.
It says she's 55.
Yeah.
My parents are older than Zoe's grandmother.
My dad's older than Zoe's grandmother.
My dad's the same age as Zoe's grandmother.
Like I just want us to like hold on first. I just wanted to pause real quick
Yeah, no,
and
like
talk about that.
Like, I just want to point out that, like, he's not at the moment because he's in an office job at the moment. But this time last year, my dad was wrestling prisoners because he's a prison officer.
Yeah.
And so he was like having to restrain on a regular basis drug fucked prisoners.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Zoe's grandma ain't that fragile. if someone the same age is doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like 55's not that old.
And she's a physically active, like she's a very active 55.
She has a farm.
She's gonna
live till 100.
She's gonna be fine in 20 years. Like she'll be mid-70s and still pretty good.
Like at 55, she should be fine.
They act like she's this just frail little.
Because even like till mid-70s, like, look, if you got like good genes and stuff, you can still look good and all sorts of stuff
and work out and be active.
Yeah, she's also like she's still young enough to have mostly not gray hair.
Yeah, like if she dyes it, she didn't have any gray hair.
I know, but if she didn't, like at most, she'd probably just have some silver streaks through, just little bits of silver streaks through. Mostly still black.
Yeah, but they act like you hit the wall around your 40s.
Apparently, apparently, like 25's old. It's fine.
Oh yeah, it's super.
That's
old.
why time moves so slow.
Unless you want to bang the 25-year-old, then it's fine.
Then he's young and we're fine.
Yeah.
But this chapter made me write this down. I'm so angry. I hate this. I hate this. Hate this. I hate this. Hate this. I hate it. I hate this. I fucking hate this. I want this to end. I hate. Fucking die. At Heath Jr.
I like the. I love the way you remembered all of the correct inflections and pauses.
It's I have them bulleted. Oh, we're good. This is a bulleted list of me going like.
Yep, it is.
I don't blame you.
So, and then I said, TBH, the fact that Aphrodite's personality is being presented as like, oh, it's bad and awful, and not as an actual personality is dumb. Like some people are just like that, and Aphrodite is the only person that's ever actually there, and the authors don't even know that they wrote it this way because everybody's like, Zoe, I love you, and then Aphrodite's like, I'd let you borrow my earrings,
and so she's instantly a bitch.
But we all know that that's Aphrodite. You're like, oh, Aphrodite.
Yeah, that's her way of saying I love you.
You're like, that was cute. What? But then they ruined it.
But I also like the fact that Zoe's like, okay, I'll take you up on that. And she's like, oh, you will?
Shit.
Okay, I guess. If you must.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But where are you going to wear them, Zoe? Just
to battle.
So then we hear that, like, mom's dead.
Yeah, this is when
Zoe has
friends.
Yeah, can we also... Okay. Zoe is talking to grandma, Zoe, your mom's dead, which Zoe already knew but hadn't told anyone and hasn't acted like her mom's dead all day, which I get she's kind of in denial, kind of maybe still clinging onto that last shred of hope that it didn't actually happen type thing. Mm-hmm. I get that. But not even how are Kevin and whatever sister's name is doing?
Well, yeah, she has two siblings.
Do they know?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Zoe has a brother and a sister.
I forgot.
Yeah, like
whoops.
Looking up.
Never been mentioned.
Yeah, trying to find their names is how I found out that there was a sequel series because Kevin popped up and then
the brother's like a big part of the sequel.
I don't know if the sister's even in the sequel or if she even gets mentioned because she hasn't been mentioned since book 1. Chapter 3 of book 1.
Yep.
But Zoe doesn't even have a thought of, I wonder if they're okay. I wonder if they know. I wonder if
I should probably call them. I should go be with them. But no. Because even the cast forgot.
Yeah. The rest of the book as well. Like, even like, oh, we've got to do the cleansing ritual for my mum and this and that. And it's just like, again, where is the thought of your siblings?
Where's the thought of anyone other than you? Like, Zoe?
Nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I understand her not giving a fuck if stepdad is fine or not. I understand that.
Yeah, because
I get it. She hates
Linda
the
had
guy.
just left her stepdad too.
Yeah. But the whole thing is like, at least mom wanted to try and be my mom again. It's like, what about the 2 kids that, she has been with this entire time?
And has been a mother to this entire time. Because the reason why she wasn't a mother to Zoe is because Zoe was just pissed off because she got remarried.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, well, mom's remarried. If she's happy, I guess.
And she's like, fuck no. No. No.
Zoe's just a petulant child.
Yeah, this part is when it's revealed that Grandma's like, all right, I'm going to go fast and not sleep for 7 days, and I'll see you and we can come cleanse my lands.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, this is going to be the longest book in the series, like time-wise. And it is. We actually spend 6 days in this book.
Yeah. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So, like...
And then the Aurochs tissue thing.
They say, like, oh, there was, like, a drug, blah, blah, blah. There were cameras on my land. And I was like, fucking cameras? This is horseshit. There's no way there are cameras, because otherwise you'd know.
I'll say, because I don't think that they can just change the security camera footage. But then you
would know that.
Also, why would druggies just slit her throat?
And druggies
would shoot her.
Like,
yeah, what happened to her blood?
Yeah, or if they were gonna use a knife, because maybe they didn't have a gun, they couldn't afford one, whatever. It would be a stabby stab. It wouldn't be a slitty.
It wouldn't be a clunk. It would be like kunk 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 kunk.
Yeah, she'd become like a pincushion.
Yeah,
like oh, she's like, oh, there are cameras on my land. Okay, can we watch them and see what the fuck happened? And the cameras introduce a problem, like a bigger problem, and that's so dumb. And then I said, I don't know if Grandma dies, but if Jack's foreshadowing is any indication, she gonna bite it. Because the way that she leaves this is like, goodbye, Zoe Beth. I love you in this life and the next and the next. And
but
the
she
next.
didn't die.
And you
this
are
book.
magical.
So I don't know if she'll die
great.
later. But
and you are beauty and grace.
My question is, who was Thanatos expecting to dead in the ritual?
Refame, I think. I don't know.
I'm thinking that's why she brought Aphrodite. Because why was Aphrodite there?
Sacrifice. Also, Refame was not invited to their little party, but he went anyways. Like, because Refame's in that new class. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, really, the next part is everyone still hates Aphrodite, and Heath Jr. is Heath Jr. because of a tissue.
Yes.
Well, because he catches a tissue.
Yeah.
Out of the air.
Megan. Okay. You guys heard Zoe or read Zoe say the word spaghetti.
Yes.
Multiple times in this book, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Spaghetti.
Yes. Yes.
That's all.
It was in there a lot.
Yes. So Heath Jr. tissue, come to me. Then he hands Zoe a dirty tissue, and she's like,
out of the air.
She's like, it must be hers. This is how I know. Nobody else would know that I want a tissue when I cry.
They also like to play later when she's going through a bag. She's like, I searched through all the semi-used Kleenexes, and then she gives Shawnee a semi-used Kleenex. I'm wondering.
Yeah, he even says it, and I'm like, this is gross.
Yeah, I love you, Bae, right? But if you were here and you were like, I was crying, and you're like, hey, I don't have a clean tissue, but here's a semi-used one, I'd be like,
fuck no, I'll just
use my slave. Thank you. I'll use
my
slave.
Like, same. I'm like, I don't want a semi-clean tissue.
I'm pretty sure you two would be the exact same with each other.
I would know.
Yeah,
like no thanks.
And I don't want your semi-clean tissue either. I'm good.
Yeah, I will use my sleeve if I don't have a sleeve that I can use, I will use the hem of my shirt. If for some reason I'm wearing a crop top, I will use a blanket. I will
find something.
Worst case, I will use my bare skin.
Yeah, like I'll use my skin before I use someone else's semi-used tissue.
Yeah.
Like I'm never that desperate.
Oh God, child. She thinks my lap is bigger than it is, and so she just fell off of my lap.
Hi, Cassie.
Yeah, you're a good girl.
Oh, poor kid.
So next is Kelowna and Nisroch talking. Kelowna's bitter because her fam got forgiven and he didn't. He just wants Nyx to be in love with him again. And then we go to Stevie Ray, and I have in all caps, the timing of the series is fucking garbage. I think this is the part of the game, one of the first time games.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, yeah. Have the twins had their fight yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
And that hasn't happened yet then, because the Game of Thrones thing happens after their fight.
No, I think this is when, like, our fan hasn't even been my boyfriend for a month yet. And I'm like, he's been your boyfriend for a fucking day.
I guess if we count the time where he was still a Ravenmocker, it has been weeks.
It's been a couple weeks, but it hasn't been a full month because 2 weeks ago is when Anastasia was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then like even then you spent most of those 2 weeks being like, do I love a bird? Do I not? And then you were like, oh, he's hot now. I do.
And the gap between the last book and the book before that was about 2 weeks. So at most it's been 3 weeks by the end of this book. That since they met.
The last book and the book before
since they acquainted.
Yeah, no, they flip-flopped between a week and then 2 weeks.
But then they landed on a week.
Yeah. Yes.
So at the absolute most, it's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks since they acquaintanced.
Yeah, at the absolute most. But then, like, I guess at the most consistent, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, because like we just said, they flip-flopped because they said both in that book. Because, like, you're not wrong.
We need a date, guys. We need a date.
It's just that, like, they went back and forth.
I know, but they used to give us handy dates, okay? We got Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
We got Christmas. We got New Year's.
And now
there's been no dates since New Year's.
Well, it's because we haven't gotten to Valentine's Day yet. Once we get to Valentine's Day.
I don't think we make it to Valentine's Day.
I don't think we do either.
In which case,
that's right now.
At the very least, we know that we're not there yet. So.
Yeah, so we can say, like, because it's still January.
I know, but can't they just be like, it's Australia Day in Australia, so like we should do something? Because then we'd at least then we know it's the 26th of January.
I celebrate Australia Day.
It's a good day. It's our 4th of July. Day. Leave us alone.
Basically, everyone's still suspicious of her fam, and then Shaylin is introduced to the group, and that whole weird interaction happens.
The weird interaction where nobody says anything freaking normal, like we already talked about it, but.
And then next chapter is Nefret just keeps hiring humans.
Yes.
And everyone's kind of bitter.
This is another mispronunciation on Caitlin Davis's part. Gaia.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gaia.
There's the professor that's in charge of the grounds.
Mm.
Yes. It's Gaia. I've never, until this book, like this audiobook, heard it ever pronounced as anything other than Gaia.
Yep.
Maggie. House of Night does not get Australia Day
over my dead body.
I was trying to think of something that happens in January,
Maggie.
Okay?
We just want to know what day it is.
It's for our sake. It's for my sake. I need to know where we are right now.
Then the whole Heath goes to not his old high school, and he's like, is this my old high school?
And we're like, no. You go to Broken Arrow.
Yeah, this is the...
To get the other red vamps.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, and Nefret's just like, all of this good architecture is wasted on humans, and I'm like, it's a modern school. Why would it be... Like, who looks at a modern school and goes, wow, that's amazing architecture?
Yeah, right.
You do that for schools that are like a century old.
Yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. Then Stark has a prophetic dream about Zoe.
Saying
and
why does Stark have prophetic dreams now?
It's not a prophetic dream. It was Kelowna fucking with his head.
But like, okay, but this is my point. Zoe, as a character, shouldn't just go, oh, you have prophetic dreams now. She should be like,
there's something
when
wrong.
did this happen and why?
So are you Afro-ticked or like what? Like what is going on? Why do you now have prophetic dreams?
Has Crometia speaking Latin happened yet?
Not yet, but it does.
Okay.
No, because the poem, we haven't gotten to the poem yet.
Okay.
I think the poem is.
But yes, she does spontaneously learn.
Yep. Let's call Spirit to solve all our fucking problems.
Spirit, come
Mara,
to me. Yeet me off a cliff.
Do you remember Elliot, the fat little?
Yes, did he die?
Yeah,
He died.
The what? No, not that we've been told.
Then they
anyway.
renamed him.
No. Curtis and Elliot are two different characters.
Okay, good, because I was like, they're describing
because Elliot is with the good red vamps, not the bad red vamps.
Is he?
Yes.
They've never mentioned it.
Yeah, no, the episode where they first, like when they first all become, like get their humanity.
No, when they first introduced her,
the book where they get their humanity back, he's there.
Okay, cool.
But we don't like Elliot though, purely because he's unattractive. Therefore, he's an awful person because he's not hot.
The summary of this chapter is: yay, we have a very heartfelt reunion between the bad red vamps and everyone.
Yippee!
Yay!
Kelowna reunion because Rafame's like, my daddy's here. Daddy, we're all here.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing as well. Like,
sorry.
I think it happens after. It either happened just before this or just after it. But I think it was Zoe saying it to Stevie Ray. But like, you know, Rafame wanting Kelowna to love him doesn't mean he's a bad person. It just means he's weak as fuck.
Yeah, like, that happens this chapter.
And I'm like, what? In what reality does a boy wanting his dad to love him, or even, you know, an 80-year-old man, if he's still like, I wish my dad had loved me, that doesn't make him weak.
It is such a universal, like, I guess, whatever, but we're just going to go with this for simplicity's sake, human experience to want your family's love.
Especially your parents' love.
Yes, especially your parents' love.
Especially if you're immortal and all you've ever done with your life is trying to make your dad love you.
Like,
he has known,
he has known his father longer than any of you have been alive.
Yeah, like, did it ever occur to
Go
you
sit in the fucking corner.
The fact that all Rafame wants is for daddy to love him, but he's still going against what his dad wants because it's the right thing to do, that actually makes him incredibly strong.
Makes him a very strong character.
And then also because they're like, here's the thing, okay? They're all like, there's no way that Kelowna can be saved. What?
You Maggie thing.
Okay, you're acting like authors have control over the plot.
I know. We have really high expectations.
I know. Sorry, we apologize. Real quick though, at one point, this is much later, but I just want to bring it up now before I forget. They're all standing in a group of people who were completely lost to the darkness because it's Rafame, Stark, Stevie Ray, and who else is it? I think that's it.
Were there any other?
But still.
Yeah.
But then, like, you also have a lot of the red fledglings who didn't have their humanity, right? Yeah. So you have, like, this entire group of people who were lost to the darkness but were reformed going, he could never be reformed. There's no way.
Yeah, about Kelowna.
Like, there's no way.
Kelowna, it's been shown thus far that all he really wants is to be back with Nyx. Deep down, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
He just can't do it because he's not worthy of forgiveness yet. But
which doesn't even like make a whole lot of sense in context.
also once you read Kelowna's novella as well, you're also going to be like, he kind of didn't deserve the scorn he got from Nyx.
Yes, this is just going to be fun. But Kelowna's our best friend now. Sarcastic, partially. But even Zoe's like, yeah, I mean, you know.
But then she's like so flip-floppy on it. But then like anybody else who's like Shawnee, who's like willing to give him a second chance is evil, and Zoe's not.
The twins are about to start drinking.
But then also during that conversation, Zoe is like super hyper protective of Rafame, Even though any other time she's like, Rafame's a piece of shit. But she's guess.
like, I mean, my best friend loves him, so I guess I'll tolerate it.
Yeah, but okay, like the only thing in this whole thing is I do understand why Zoe is reluctant to trust Kelowna because she trusted him before and then he didn't.
Of course,
yeah.
Like,
it makes sense.
That makes sense.
I get it. However, and I also get Stevie Ray's thing, like she's being the overprotective girlfriend. I get that too.
Yes,
I get it. However, yes, I also don't think that Zoe should be having a bitch at anyone who is also like, well, you know, maybe it's okay, or any of them having a bitch at anyone that's like, it's okay for Rafame to, you know, have hope for his father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, maybe all we should do is just not actively build his expectations up.
Well, because they also don't play any of those dynamics that you were just talking about in a way that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So that's the thing too. Is like, because this is stuff that we've always talked about in these books where it's like, there's always set up for interesting concepts that could drive so much character development.
Like the fight between the twins, this book.
But it's always right there. It's like, it's always right in front of you. It's right there. It's right there. It's like, you're touching it. You're touching it. Just use it. Yeah. Your hands are on it. You got it. But you don't.
The twin fight could have actually been really interesting, but it just made no sense either.
Yeah, because they kind of made up at the very end.
So then, and before like either one of them really changes at all, so it's completely useless.
Well, Aaron,
but it also just came
a little bit.
It also just came right out of left field. Like there was until this book, there was literally nothing that was, you know. And then Shawnee was just like, no, I don't want to be Aaron's twin anymore because I give a fuck, and she just doesn't. She's a vapid, shallow bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, when did that happen? Like, we always knew that the twins were shallow. However, they were also, like, really big-hearted at the same time. Now it's like,
exactly.
No, Shawnee's big-hearted, Aaron's shallow, and I'm just like, I don't understand this, and where did it come from?
Yep. Then Thanatos shows up to start investigating Nefrit, but we don't know that yet. The twins are starting to drift apart. Then we have a pointless discussion, and then Kelowna goes into Stark's dream, so we see Stark admitting that he doesn't trust Shawnee or Rafame.
Yes.
And that's the next part of this book. Shawnee has a shit about her parents, and then she and Kelowna, is this when she and Kelowna talk? And she's like, here, just take my iPhone.
Yeah, they also have to specify that exactly how expensive everyone's phone is.
Yep.
Or whatever. Like, instead of, like, whenever, you know, I'm giving someone my phone to use, or I'm looking for my phone, or if I just mention it, I'm never like, where is my iPhone? Of all the phones that I have, where is my iPhone?
Where is my iPhone this generation, this many gigabytes?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, where's my phone? Yeah. I'm just like, where's my phone? Or if I was American, I would either say, where's my phone or where's my cell?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like...
We all just say, where's my phone?
Yeah, like no one with an Android is like, where is my Samsung, blah, 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 blah. You know? We don't specify. It's just, where is my phone? And then if it's like, what does it look like? Then you go, well, it's a insert phone here.
Yeah.
But then we also have to have the long conversation of, well, Kelowna just can't walk into the Apple store with his wings, and then all
like,
of
no shit. But why do we have to buy him a laptop? Why don't you just buy him a phone? But then they do end up just buying him a phone. No? Or does he still have
Shawnee's he's still got Shawnee's phone.
Okay.
Because Shawnee can just
buy
she was gonna buy him a laptop so he could Skype with. I'm like, why don't you just go and buy a $50 smartphone? A $50 smartphone can still have Skype. Just so you know.
Just buy, because there's smartphone burners. I don't know if they existed back in 2011, but I know nowadays there are burners that are smartphones.
Yeah.
You can go to Walmart and they have a prepaid.
None of it, but it also doesn't make any sense for just Shawnee to be like, fuck it. Because
here's my iPhone.
Because even if you were going to trade phones, like if I was just going to be like, I'm gonna go get a new phone and hand somebody this specific,
let's just trade phones.
This specific phone, we'd still have to do stuff before we did that.
Yeah.
Because that's not how that.
I don't know.
But the twins break up this chapter, so that was good.
And it doesn't make sense.
So they bought the depot next, and everybody's super surprised about it.
Oh,
everybody's like,
can we also just take a moment to appreciate what a marvelous example of 1930s blah blah architectural blah blah, and I'm just like,
yeah, right.
As if no one ever goes, oh, what a beauty, unless you're like, that conversation never happened. It never happened. And then I long for the days of train travel. Such a pity.
Here's the thing,
that there is no more. That
where
there are
are
so
you
few
from?
things to do now. She's European, isn't she?
Yeah. Go sit in the corner.
But then, just the whole. Such a pity that there are now so few train lines to choose from. So sad. So sad.
Yes.
Direct quote. The so sad part.
Yeah.
Because there are better ways.
There are better ways of travel.
Just like,
And we use trains for other things now.
Yeah, trains are still.
There are trains.
You can hear them outside.
Like we use trains in America for a lot of things, just not for commercial travel anymore. And even then, we still use trains for commercial travel in a lot of places.
Yeah, like in Europe, it happens often.
But then also here we have like Amtrak.
That's because in Europe,
we have subways.
You throw a stone and you're in another country.
Yeah, exactly.
So train makes sense
for trains. And I know Japan, they're not like traditional trains. Yeah, they have high-speed rails.
Yeah,
to get places.
Yeah.
But here we don't have them because the infrastructure to build high-speed rail here would be.
It'd be super expensive.
Yeah, they
keep
bringing up high-speed rail. Yeah, they keep on bringing up like high-speed rail here, and it's just like sounds great in theory. In theory alone.
Well, the thing is, like when you talk about it for places like us, where the land mass is just so freaking huge, it's just like, oh, it would be great. It's just also holy crap.
Because then it would be better than driving.
And it would also be
20 miles an hour.
But like if you successfully built it, to make the money back from what you would have to put into it, it would be too expensive for most people to even use.
Well,
and
also because when you consider
it, would still catch a plane.
Yep.
Well, because then also when you consider the fact that like to build it, how many like lines do you have? If you only have one, then that's like not that many back and forths a day. Like, because like let's say you're doing like New York to LA or Atlanta to LA, which are the two places that it would make the most sense because those are the two busiest routes in the United States.
Yeah,
the three busiest airports in the United States.
The amount of planes that go back and forth every day, you can't have a rail line
that
can
compensate for that.
You know who would be perfect for this conversation, but I'm not going to bring him in because we'd all be bored to death.
Stixie.
Yes. He who studies maps for leisure.
Yes, he does.
He looks up railway plans for leisure and then tries to talk to me about it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, cool, for hours, and then I'm just like, I'm so done.
We had fun with that when I was there. And then you were like, I'm going to kill both of you.
So now we apparently don't trust Thanatos. And also, I didn't write this down, but she starts her own class with all the special people in it.
Okay, can we just talk for a minute about the fact that all the special people are in a class?
Yeah.
And none of it makes any sense because she talks about how if you're a vampire, you study...
Your independent study.
Yeah,
but Dallas
is a vampire and he's in a class. And then is Stevie Ray in a class?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Stevie Ray's in that class. Stevie Ray and Dallas have their full schedules. I'm like,
why?
It
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I get that, like, Stevie Ray is, like, at the oldest 18, most likely 17.
Yeah. But she's still a vampire.
But she's a vampire.
So the age doesn't matter.
Because people change at 18. Eric's 19.
It doesn't matter what age you change. What matters is that you're a vampire. Like, so if you're still a fledgling at 25, you're still a freaking fledgling, and you can go f yourself.
Yep. So then Aurochs, the girl...
Aurochs is in a class, and then Rafame's in a class. It's like,
Rafame's not in the class.
Is he not?
He's not in the class. They say he's in the class. Yeah, no, they say he is, but then later when Thanatos is like, let's do the ritual, Rafame's not in class. Because they don't name him, because she's like, I want you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
Yeah, no, but then, because then she also said that she expects that Stark and Darius will attend as they are.
She never mentions Rafame.
Oh yeah,
but then,
Stark still
but then
in
Zoe
too?
No.
Zoe.
Zoe.
But then Zoe says that Stevie Ray's going to bring Rafame.
Yeah,
because Stark.
But he's in the class, so he wasn't invited.
Because Stark shouldn't be in classes either.
Yeah, is Stark in that class?
He's not in classes. He teaches a class with Darius.
Okay,
that's
because he shouldn't be in classes.
I guess he was older.
Then why
I think he's older than the others.
Then why is the High Priestess in the fucking class?
It doesn't make it...
I mean, she should be there because she's immature as fuck, but...
Yeah, but they say, like, vampires, you know, do independent studies and stuff. They don't go to class. So, like, none of this makes any sense. They break all their own rules,
there's 2 vampires in your fucking class while you say it.
So then Heath Jr. Meets up with the girl who Stark had that encounter with and hunted.
Apparently she would have been down for being raped, from the sound of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Until Aurochs is like, Zoe.
Yeah, and then Aurochs says Zoe's fucking name. And then I wrote, I fucking hate Heath Jr., fuck off, and then I have a lot of gibberish. And then she, like, tastes his blood, and she's like, and
you're
he's like,
wrong.
Yeah, and then he shoves her against a tree or something, and the dragon is like, halt. This is not okay.
He's like, this is not consensual, I don't think. And I'm like, I don't know what this is.
I don't know, Becca's kind of a whore, so...
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, I'm just confused. And she's not really a whore. She separately got it on with, like, 2 separate dudes.
Yeah, but she goes after a lot of them, because she went after Eric, too.
So
she goes after all the hot guys in school.
So she's
one at a time.
She's Zoe without the actual...
Yeah, because she can't get in. Zoe keeps interrupting her.
But also one at a time. Okay.
Yeah.
Without overlap.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should judge her.
Yeah, that said though, I think she'd be down for them if her and Zoe did a body swap when Zoe was still in the middle of the 5-guy clusterfuck.
Yeah, she'd be like,
Becca would have been sweet. Like she would have been like, fuck yes.
Chapter 19, I just have twin drama is kind of annoying, even though I like that they weren't twins anymore because they're more annoying together. The drama that came of it was still annoying. This chapter was pointless. I remember. I think they're just talking. I think it's when Rafame eats spaghetti and Rafame's like, I love spaghetti.
Yes, and again, we need to take a very special note because you're going to need to keep this in mind in 2 weeks when we do the next book. That Zoe said spaghetti properly.
Because she's going to lose this ability.
Yeah, she's going to magically lose the ability to say spaghetti.
Oh, God. Then Lenobia and Travis kiss, and Lenobia, see, trains. Then,
it's a choo-choo.
Yeah.
It's a choo-choo.
Then Lenobia is like, I cannot. And it's revealed that she, like, used to be in, like, she dated a human, and she was, like, I guess married, because she talks about a ring. That she was, like, married to a human, and then he probably died after
But we can kind of infer all of this just from her reluctance and the fact that she's a vampire. We don't even need to be told just because she's like...
guess what, though? We're going to get a novella about it. We're going to get the novella about it next book. That's the next thing we read.
I'm done. Is Lenobia's vow next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you just want a spoiler?
Yes.
Is a spoiler wanted right now? Travis is the reincarnation.
Yeah, I know. No shit.
Yeah,
laid on thick. That is laid on super thick. She's like, I missed him.
And they bonded while tending to Percherons.
Aww.
I hate it all.
Yeah, I know. Then then Neferet, it's in this chapter that Neferet reveals that this is the exact exposition of what happened with Lenobia. And that's it.
In case you were wondering what you
and
just
then
watched.
She just starts stirring some shit with a bunch of people. Like, she eavesdrops on Zoe. She eavesdrops on everyone.
And this is like one of those times where we're just watching her be evil for no reason. Like, we get it. She's bad. Thank you.
Yeah. The next chapter is always like, I never cut class. And I'm like, you've cut class notoriously this entire series. You're never in school. Thanatos, so then Thanatos reveals that she can see darkness around Neferet. She was just lying earlier because she doesn't want anyone to know. Shawnee is having withdrawals, but I'm happy that she's like her own person now.
Yeah, but this is the Game of Thrones scene.
Is it here? No, because I think I wrote it down.
Oh.
Maybe. Did I write it down? No, I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, this is it. She's moving all this stuff, and then Rafame's like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm just moving stuff, and we need light down here. And he's like, I'll help you. And she's like, oh, thank goodness, but I'm going to go and watch Game of Thrones now. And he's like, oh, well, Stevie Ray and I watch it all the time in the 2 days I've been human, and not had time to watch even one episode. So you can watch it with us if you want. And she's like, cool. I'll do that.
Yep.
I don't get it. He's been human for 2 days.
Yeah, no, there's no time to binge Game of Thrones in those 2 days.
Well, there's no time for any sort of change in pop culture, but here we are.
True.
How does anybody have time for anything? Like, they've had no downtime in the last 3 weeks, in the last 3 months.
Again, if these books had a more reasonable time frame, this would all make much more sense.
But they don't.
2 months of this series has been off screen. But Rafame still didn't exist to watch Game of Thrones.
Yep, and considering only exactly... I think this book is the longest time frame book, and it was 5 days.
Yes, it is. Yes. So Vision. Okay, so Aphrodite has the vision that Dragon is going to kill Rafame at Grandma's farm.
Yes.
Then this is when I got excited because I thought the bull fucking chapter was here, but turns out it's not here. The bull appears. She's riding the bull, and then they're creeping on Kelowna. That's it. And then
it's pretty useless.
Then this is where it is because I have pop culture continuities, Game of Thrones, and Glee right here.
Yeah.
This is the start of the Shawnee and Eric romance. It started. It was laid on. The light touch.
Yeah, but Eric has to be into Shaylin before him and Shawnee do their thing.
Yeah.
But then he gets sad.
Yeah.
She does a gay.
Yep. Then the third point of view jump this chapter to Kelowna. He just misses his son, and so he stalks him all night. And Stark has the best sleep of his life finally.
I hate it. I hate this book so much.
Honestly, this book with all the useless shit removed should be like part 1 of a book, not an entire book.
They're talking shit on the bus. Oh, and this is when Thanatos in class is like, "Hi Zoe, would you like to talk about your dead people?" And I'm like, this would no teacher would ever be like, "Hi, would you like to talk about your dead mother that died 3 days ago or 5 days ago?"
And share your experience with the class.
And share your experience about your mate dying, which they call Thanatos keeps calling. Yep.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, isn't that his?
She was like, wait a minute, and I was like, no, that's wrong.
I'm like, a vampire pairing is mating. A vampire human mating is consort.
Yeah.
And then a vampire warrior pledge is a vampire warrior pledge. So theoretically, in vampire culture,
you can have 3 boyfriends.
You can have 3 boyfriends.
If you're a full-fledged vampire, who is a high priestess?
And a priestess.
Yes, you could have a warrior, a mate, and a consort.
Or as well, if you were a queen and you did, and these two didn't overlap like they do with Stark, you could also have a guardian thrown in there too.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yes, this finally. So every time in this book where Zoe says hell, and Aphrodite's like, "Did you do the curse?" And then she's like, "No, it's a place." According to their own religion, hell does not exist. It's not a place to you.
You've been.
This is a pet peeve. And pet peeve for me.
You've been to
the
yeet.
So then in front of Heath Jr., Thanatos is like, all right, we're going to go tonight to Grandma Redbird's farm right now. And we're going to perform this ritual to see how she really died. And says it in front of Heath Jr., who immediately, Nefert's like, what the fuck's going on, Heath Jr.? And Heath Jr. just tells her everything. And I'm like, if we know Nefert is evil, why would you say shit in front of her lackey?
Yeah, especially when Thanatos is like, I concur, he is a suspicious being.
Mm-hmm. There's no point in saying it in front of her.
This was actually more stupid than the villain giving their wahaha speech.
Yep.
Because at least they're planning on, they at least have the intent on offing you. They just want to gloat a little first. She's just like, no. Lackey of evil person. Here are our plans. Here is our location.
Yep.
Have a good night.
And we're leaving right now.
And we'll be there in 20 minutes.
Yep.
And here is exactly what we're planning on doing there, which is, revealing how you were born. Died.
Wait, so we're spending all this time to just watch
the plot of this book is to watch the epilogue of last book.
Yes.
Which is so freaking insane.
Which we shouldn't have had to do.
It is insanity on a stick.
Yeah. Then, so obviously Nefert's like, go after them and kill anyone you have to. Blah, blah. Then we jump to Dragon, and Dragon's like, why was I invited to this party? And so he's like, I'm gonna go to this fucking party. Even after Zoe's like, yeah, no, I don't want Dragon there. And Thanatos is like, you're not invited. He's still like, getting in my car and I'm going.
You know what? It should have, because I don't think Zoe told her, why
she did.
Dragon.
Why? Yeah, she told Thanatos why
didn't she tell Dragon? It should have just been like, look, Aphrodite had a vision that if you and
you're there,
and one of the people that were there ends up, and you were there. And I'm not saying that you had a direct hand in it, but we're trying to make sure that the pieces don't all align. So maybe if you're not there,
that'd be better for
no one will,
because fuck communication.
Because Dragon wouldn't have gone. He wouldn't have gone. I mean, Rafane would be dead if he didn't go, but that's not the point.
But they need the setup, and they just don't think about actually setting things up in a way that makes sense, because all of these fixes are 2-sentence fixes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Dragon shouldn't have talked to Thanatos. He should have been like, the fuck's happening there? I should go suss this out or something.
Right. He's like, I'm in charge of keeping people safe. Like, why didn't they tell me about this? I should go.
Also, a lot of the internal dialogue here was like from the novella, essentially. It was like, here's a summary of the novella.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened to his accent? It's gone.
I know, right? Well, I mean, I guess 100 and some odd years in America will do that.
I know, but some people don't ever lose their accents though either.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure, like the son of an earl's accent, like that kind of like, they get drummed into them enunciation.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty sure you can't just easily just fuck that off. Let's go American now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do, and even if that is the case, why does he not have a southern accent? Because he moved to the south.
True. True.
He moved to St. Louis.
Then the rest of the chapter is them setting up the fucking ritual, which was boring and useless to read.
Also, how many times can we watch them cast a circle?
At least this one was kind of a little bit different.
But it's still...
But also, I thought Thanatos was supposed to be... She's like, I'm going to be summoning the elements.
But then
she was just like...
Zoe.
Then she did the preamble speech, and then Zoe summoned the elements.
Mm-hmm. Earth, come... Like, yeah, we get it. Okay, I turned to the blood.
And I'm sorry, I hate Grimara Bird.
So do I. I wanted to die.
I hear you, child. I hear you, child.
I hear you, child, and I will bless you too in my lavender farm.
And I am only 55.
Starting at 55, I think we're all contractually obligated to just stop.
You know what's
just stop talking like this.
Do you remember? Do you want to know the most ironic thing? I'm pretty sure that Zoe has said direct quote, "You'll never be old, Grandma."
And then constantly is talking about how old she is in her internal dialogue.
She's like, my grandma is so old, she's gonna like drop dead at any minute. She's like 55.
Oh god.
Some women haven't even gone through menopause by that age.
Yeah.
Some.
Some. 3 will be.
Most have.
Thanks, man.
But some haven't.
Yeah. Heath Jr.'s confused because Zoe makes him feel things. Dragon literally just talked about stuff from the novella. Like, I mean, it was pretty much just straight out of it.
It was just my own.
And then we circle.
If only I had killed Rafane, then my own would still be here.
God. Then, God, nope, and still no bullfucking. I was very disappointed. I came here for the bullfucking. This was on her Snapchat story last night.
You must have missed the scene.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. I'm really sad about it. She sacrifices a cat. No, she talked. They're like, you have to sacrifice a cat, and she's like,
yeah. She hasn't done it yet. That happens next book, but she will do it.
She has a cat affinity.
That or it happened off screen, and then we get and then maybe the prologue of the next book will be it, because it's some dragon's cat that she kills.
Well, nah.
And
but he's already dead.
But he dies, so yeah.
Yeah, but I think it happened. I think she did it
at the same time.
Before, like while the other stuff was happening, because Darkness was like, you have to do a killer beast before I'll do this. So
yeah.
So we just didn't see it happen. But Genevieve suicided. Guinevere.
Guinevere
suicided.
Then this just became an action scene, and don't break the circle. How many times are we going to be told to not?
But none of them can move anyway.
Yeah,
none of them can move. So Stevie Ray tried to break the circle multiple times, and she couldn't fucking move. So it was irrelevant.
because her boyfriend was getting horned in the face,
and then we got to hear, fucking come save Rafane. The bull's got to kill him.
Yeah. Over and over. Yeah, because Stevie Ray calls him. And then Dragon sacrifices himself to save Rafam, and then Rafam's still like about to croak on the floor. Literally.
It's a crow.
Him?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure we had a tangled moment and he did a cry and he healed.
No, Kelowna, all he had to do was say, "You are my son," and then his immortality returned.
Oh, I thought a tear fell down.
I
might have just been too much into it.
Oh, this is when we got to the point where we were like, there's 45 minutes left. I don't want to fucking do this. And I was like, speed, read.
And she was just kind of bullet pointing.
Yeah, I was bullet pointing everything that happened.
Yeah, we got Ghost, Brian, and Anastasia reunion.
Yeah.
Which was, yeah.
We got some
And
more
now-
writing.
Then the biggest fucking plot twist I did not see coming we did remember reading Destined now that we read it again, but we're like, I don't remember this part. Fucking Thanatos for some reason is High Priestess now.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Well,
And then,
to be fair, she's like, look, this school actually needs a high priestess that isn't batshit crazy, so I guess I'm already here.
yeah, I'll just take
Yeah.
over. And then Kelowna drops down on one knee and proposes to her.
He's like, I'll be your own. And she's like,
She's like, cool.
He does a warrior pledge.
Yeah, does the
Yeah.
warrior pledge, and then the final words of the book are hell.
Oh yeah, because Nyx appears in the sky, and she's like, "Stay together, because shit's about to go down." Effectively, but she did it in a rhyming way.
Yes.
what's with the rhyming? Like, why is that a thing? You can't just introduce a thing.
But I thought it was just for the novella, but it extended out.
I did
And it
too,
makes sense.
and now it's back.
The cast were probably like, wow, the characters really like rhyming. We should make them rhyme more.
I don't like
No,
it.
they just started rhyming by themselves.
No, they didn't. This is your fault. You choose what your characters do, people.
So in summary, this is the worst book in the series.
I hate
Okay.
it.
You know, okay. We didn't we mentioned it briefly, but we didn't talk about the Latin bit. I am so team Aphrodite in this conversation because Cremation mentioned that she's studied Latin or something, and Aphrodite's like, "Bitch, you can't even speak English."
Yep.
And then she says something in Latin, but Caitlin Davies did it in her fucking like ghetto accent. And it was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And then she goes straight back to being like, y'all don't stand how I do a talk and whatever type of shit. She literally cut a word in half in her first English sentence after doing the Latin. I'm like, it annoyed me.
It was a lot.
Yeah, this book was a lot of nothing.
Also, you can't just have a character randomly learn a language.
Yeah. When did she have fucking time?
If you're gonna have characters know 2 languages, you need to establish it ahead of time.
It's kind of inconsequential, but one, I don't think House of Night teaches Latin, so she might have learnt it at high school.
But you need to tell us if it's gonna be a Deus Ex Machina.
No, but it's not though. It's not a relevant thing. It's just saying, Cremation is Latin. Isn't she evolved? She's bilingual.
Is that to make up for the fact that you made her a really offensive ghetto stereotype?
Maybe. I guess. But I thought her being a prophetic poet was to make up for that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But now they
double make up for it because we're getting woker as we go on.
I'm just so pleased though that they haven't made Cremation haiku.
Oh God.
In the moonlight as she caresses someone's tattoos. God, that feels like it was so long ago.
I mean, it was. I was in 2007, and we're in 2011 now.
And you know what, though? Like, here's the thing. Think about it. Like, if somebody had haiku to you in the moonlight, creepily, 2 months ago, and then had his head chopped off, I don't feel like you'd be over it. But, like, Zoe hasn't even thought about it.
Hasn't mentioned Laurent in, like, a book and a half. No, she did mention him last book because when she had sex with Stark, she's like, this isn't like when I fucked Laurent.
But, like, she's not upset.
No. But, like, that was her first. Like, she should still be a little upset over the fact that he died. It was just kind of like, oh, he died.
Oh, well.
This isn't good, Kelowna.
Yeah.
It's just, like, the timing of it makes no sense because she hasn't had any time to, like, heal from... Because, like, that would be so traumatic.
Any trauma.
Like, this predatory, crazy person took your virginity and then had his head
French's
chopped.
ghetto Latin change.
Wait, I'm just going to post a video in the chat. It is hilarious. Give me 2 seconds to find it.
Because, like, she's had no time to heal from any of that. But and then she died.
Yeah.
Or soul shattered, sorry. But she
still went to the afterlife.
But she's like fine. I'm like, you would not be fine.
How do I share you? There we go. Sorry.
How is she okay? I don't understand it.
Yeah, Cassie and y'all are distressed.
Why? Why does Facebook not give me a link to a video? This is just rude. Okay. Just go to Facebook and type in French bonkers.
Bonkers?
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll get a series of, it'll all be the same video that comes up.
Yes. Good old Andy shared it, look. Good old Andy shared it, so it'll be funny.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a bit long to watch, but it's just how fucked up the French language is when you count to 100. You have to do addition and multiplication to say a number. Like 80, like in the English translation of 80 in French is 4 20s.
No. I don't like that.
And then I'm pretty sure 90 is...
The English translation is 4 score.
4 score.
And I'm pretty sure 90 is 4 20s 10.
No.
Because it's 4 times 20 plus 10. And that is 90 in French.
That's ridiculous.
And then I'm pretty sure like 97 is 4 20s 10 7.
God damn. This is ridiculous, Cassie. My cat's unhappy. She just shoved her head down. Okay, well now she's
I was quite upset too when I heard that.
Case closed.
Maggie. But yeah. So the cover reveal for the Blades of Redwater is out. It's on this channel.
It's on all social media near you: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere.
That's the thing you sent me the other day, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
we're very excited.
Yes, and there's a video on this channel where you can see it. And yeah, so next week we're gonna do the next Vampire Academy book.
Shadow Kissed.
Yes. And then after that we were doing
Lenobia's Vow.
Another double week.
Yep. It's just double weeks until we get to season 2.
Yeah.
Yay. Yep.
But on the plus side, we've only got 3 more double weeks to go.
I believe so, yes.
There's only 3 more novellas.
Mm-hmm. There's 3 more books.
That's so crazy.
In season 1. There's 3 more books.
Yeah.
It feels like there should be more.
And then,
honestly. But I don't want there to be. Don't get me wrong. But
then, I mean, by the time we get to Lost, which is the second book in season 2, Forgotten might be out.
Yeah, and then we'll just have, and then we'll get a nice break until the last one comes out.
Oh yeah, you'll get a nice year break, or 6 months.
It's going to be so hard to go back to it after that long a break.
We gotta. It's the end.
We'll do it, or is it the end for now? That's the question.
If at the end of that fucking book it says the end for now, I'm gonna let the horse die. You know?
I'm just gonna see how the last book of season 1 ends. I'm just gonna quickly give me a second because I know she says the end, but I don't know if she goes or is
the
it
end for
like,
now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like just let it go.
Literally let it go.
Let it go.
Okay, let's go to. Oh, fuck off with your afterward.
Because there's more than a year between Lost and Forgotten.
He was right.
Oh, shut up.
Yes.
I'm not talking to
But
you.
less than a year between Love and Lost.
Yeah, so Cassie, you're laying on the limb. I need to move.
Goddess of night, weep death. me.
I don't even think we're good at the end.
No.
I'm gonna see if I can find.
It didn't even give us at the end. That's rude. I swore there was one.
I'll check in the
The
ebook.
actual book.
Mm-hmm. Give me approximately 30 seconds to download it onto my computer.
Zoe Redbird.
Zoe Redbird. That was creepy as shit.
Oh, no, sorry, there is at the end. But do you want to know where the end is? It's before the afterward. Like, which is the epilogue of that book. It's called Afterward.
That's weird.
Is it just the end?
Oh, wait. This is what she says.
Zoe Redbird. May you and your faithful friends eternally blessed be. The end. Really.
And then, but they lie to us because then it's like afterward. And then it's like where they're like, this is our ceremony of where we're all saying goodbye.
Yeah, the afterward doesn't have anything after it.
Afterward.
Yeah. It just says in all caps, the end. Really.
And look now.
Yeah, and then, but then again, it's not the end really because you're still telling us more story immediately after the end.
Yeah. I looked at the first sentence of the afterward. I'm gonna leave it now because I actually don't know anything that happens.
Yeah, because like we're
I know
actually
the full end of the series, obviously.
the two.
We talked about it.
Yeah, the two of us though are kind of in uncharted territory because like
but we haven't read the
up
next three
until
books.
now we've actually read all the books, and then now we haven't read anything because we quit.
The first time I read the last book of this, it was a really surreal day for me because that was the same day that the Sydney siege happened. So like I'd been listening to the radio all day of like hostage situation in the city. And then I'm like, I kind of need a break from the radio. And I was halfway through the last book, so I switched over to it.
Yep.
And it's about a hostage situation. And I'm just like,
oh,
I tried to escape this. And here we are. At least it's Neferet holding people hostage in the last book. Spoiler alert.
I mean, who else?
The
would
other
it
thing
be?
is that usually in a 12-book series, like you swap bad guys.
I know, but there's not enough time to swap bad guys.
12 books.
In chronological time, we're looking at one season of a show, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're doing a good book next week. We're doing a good one. This is the sad one.
So anyway, with that, that's the schedule. Go check out the cover reveal.
Yes.
And
like and share and subscribe and hit that bell, like Maggie said. And you have to listen because Maggie said it.
Yes.
Exactly.
And thank you guys for watching,
Yeah.
and we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.